Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Konita Hana Farhana and my partners Maulina Ayu Agustin, Halvan Andini, Putri Novitasari, and Sefteza Nisa Kusuma. And for today's presentation, we would like to explain about semiotics in cultural study. The first thing that we would like to explain is about the definition of semiotics. So what is semiotics? Semiotics is a study that deals with sign, which can be found anywhere in our surrounding. It means that all of the objects around us could bring a meaning and it could be a sign. A sign has a function to distinguish something from something else, which means that a sign has a connection to the words, concept, and the thing itself. Charles Sanders Peirce introduced the terms of semiotic with triadic, namely the representment, the meaning of sign or interpretant, and then the object itself.
The next is substances of sign based on the Peirce theory. So in his theory, he's formulating the model of sign which contain semiotics element that involves the triadic relationship. They are icon, index, and symbol. The first is icon. Icon contains similarity to the reference or sign that has the same signifier and signified. It means that the form of the sign is the same with the concept. For example, if you take a picture of an apple and then the result of the image will be look like an apple, which means that icon is a direct imitation of the object or the concept. The next is index, which has relations or events and evidence of presence between the representative or the cause and effect. It means the sign that has a connection between signifier and signified. As mentioned before, that it has cause and effect. So as you see a footprint as an index of a foot or that someone has passing by. The last one is symbol. Symbol is the signifier that does not resemble the signified, and usually it is arbitrary and must be culturally learned. For example, as you can see, the traffic lights are also symbol, or maybe flags are symbol, which is they exist because we learn it. We must learn it. The next is, what is the relation between semiotics and cultural studies? Semiotic and cultures are linked to each other. In this case, the study of culture being seen from the sign or semiotics perspective of the object. For instance, in a social environment related to the culture, all activities or actions are considered as a sign of their identity. It can be said that the sign is the unity of what it expressed, the object, and how it is represented, and how it is being interpreted. However, semiotics instinctively learn through its cultural environment. Their action formed through the habits and ways of thinking in a certain community.
So, here is the example of semiotics in culture. This is the icon of Arab traditional clothes named thawb. The symbol is an ankle-length dress, usually with long sleeve. An izar is typically worn underneath. In Sudan, it refers to a woman's outer-wrapped garment without sleeve in white or colorful modern designs. It is a tunic and generally long. It turns out that there is a hidden meaning behind the clothes worn by these Arab men. By wearing the top, Middle Easterners are thought to dress modestly. All people, both from the rich and the poor, also wear this dress, including King Salman. This Muslim dress is a symbol of simplicity and also a characteristic of Arab. Culture and language are intertwined. Culture is the originator. Both language and context are rooted in culture, and they both are carriers of culture and both reflect culture also in a different way. It means that if someone learns a language, he must be learning the culture of the language. In semiotics, the relation between signifier and signified is arbitrary. There is no natural bond between red and stop, no matter how natural it may feel. In this case, the role of context becomes very important because the meaning is perceived not through the word's relation to something, but in understanding it as part of system of relationships, as part of a sign system.
Next up, we move to cultural semiotics. In the sense of a subdiscipline, cultural semiotics explores culture as a type of human symbolic activity and as a system of cultural languages or sign system. From a semiotic point of view, every culture has tools for self-description. In cultural semiotics, we can say, if in an environment there are objects functioned as a sign that indicate they are a group of people, it can be concluded what activities are carried out as a cultural community. For example, if we find plows, hoes, rice seedling in the environment, we can say that the environment is an agricultural or plantation environment. Another example, if we see group of women wearing hijabi, it can be concluded that the environment is a Muslim environment.
And the last discussion is about the summary. So, in conclusion, humans are meaning seekers. It means that everything that happens in life needs to be understood or interpreted and is usually in accordance with a mutual agreement or convention. Everything, especially in culture, is always learned by humans from their environment so that everything can be understood and done according to the rules and habits that exist in the environment. A sign contains a message so that every regulation can be understood and implemented by the local community. That's it for our presentation. Thank you so much for your attention. And if you have any question related to our topic, please drop your question on the Google Classroom. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.